Stuart,
Yes,
are the hands connected to the heart chakra? The hands are connected to the heart chakra?
are you connected to the heart chakra?
No, the hands are connected to the heart chakra.
I don't understand your question. The end of what?
No,
Stuart, this is Jennifer. She is saying, are the hands connected to the heart chakra?
The hands. Oh, okay. Yes, yes. I mean, as you evolve and grow in yourself, your hands will start to open. There's a chakra directly at the center of the palm of each hand. That chakra will, those chakras will draw energy right out of the cosmos, and that energy will go directly into your heart. It'll act as a vehicle, a catalyst that will open the heart chakra. Now, this is something you can't think about and do. It's something you evolve into. You get big enough in yourself where this kind of thing starts to happen. And when you're ready to happen, you are ready for that to happen, the universe will make sure it happens. You'll start drawing energy through the palms of your hands, actually through the ends of each finger. There's chakras, that will, very powerful energies that will come into you and go directly into the heart center. Hands are also healing instruments. And in order for the hands to work as healing instruments, the heart chakra has to be open. Please try and sit still. The heart chakra has to be open so that that Shakti can flow, into the heart chakra, and that love will flow through the arms, through the hands, into somebody that you're doing healing with. Again, this is not something I can write on a blackboard and you will memorize and do. It is something that happens organically. You grow into it. And when it happens that way, it becomes experiential and it becomes a permanent state of being that you live with. All these classes that I teach are not because Rudy, outlined them on a blackboard. It took years to get to a place where I can do this. Where my chemistry was strong enough, the chakras were developed enough to be able to do the kind of things that I do today. So yes, the heart chakra is absolutely connected to the hands, to the fingers. And as you evolve and grow, the hands become these amazing healing instruments. There's a whole science called mudra in meditation. And again, as you grow inside, you automatically do these hand. I mean, you ever see statues of the Buddha or paintings of Christ, and the hands are in these different positions, mudra. And that happens organically. And each movement of the hand will open a whole other area in the cosmos and allow energy to flow into you. But you can't do this thinking about it. It doesn't work. It just has to happen organically. Does anyone else have a question? I apologize. My computer that I had for 20 years never did anything. Now I have this brand new computer, and I guess I have to get used to it. It has to get used to me, because it does all kinds of crazy things, which the other one never did. So I apologize for having disappeared there. My computer just, that's a new computer. The old one, 20 years old, it worked perfectly. Does anyone else have a question? you would like to ask?
Hi, Stuart. This is Paula. I
Yes.
guess upgrades are a bumpy ride.
Oh, man.
My question evolved as you were answering the last question. So I wanted to ask about the feet chakra. And then you mentioned the chemistry, when your chemistry was ready. So is that also a chakra in a way, and tingling scalp? Can you talk about those, please?
Which chakra? Which one are you? I didn't get that.
So I asked about the feet. You said the hands evolved to receive energy.
Feet is the same thing, yes. There are chakras right at the center of the soles of your feet that can draw energy right out of the earth as you walk, as you sit. But again, it has to be an organic thing. You cannot do this by analyzing, thinking, reading about it in a book. It has to grow in you organically over time. And then these things start happening. But there are absolutely chakras right at the center of the soles of your feet, each foot, that will draw energy right out of the earth. When I was young, I could sit in lotus position and the feet would draw energy right from the cosmos.
And can you talk about, you said when your chemistry was ready, can you please explain a little bit?
Yeah, look, the greatest a metaphor is a bottle of wine, I mean, it sits, and over time, it develops a bouquet. And as the bouquet develops, the wine gets more precious. Well, we're kind of like a bottle of wine. We need to work and do it and grow. And as we really overcome all of these obstructions in ourselves through deep inner work and meditation, this bouquet happens. Suddenly, there's joy in our hearts, there's love inside us, our minds are quiet, we are receptacles for spiritual energy. Where those obstructions, begin to dissolve inside us. And then the feet start attracting energy, the hands attract energy, the heart is open. We have evolved to a point where it becomes something that I think is essential, living experience. Not some intellectual idea or thing you think about, but actually you are living that way. And that only comes because the whole inner life of the human being evolves into that. Not because you think it's supposed to happen, or you're beating yourself up because it doesn't happen. It's having patience. I mean, I've said it a million times. Rudy said it better. They know it takes 9 months to have a baby. If you have a baby in 6 months, it's going to be problematic. It takes 1 second to die. So we're giving birth to ourselves by doing deep inner work. And it's like, we are the baby. We are the resurrected being inside ourselves. So we need to build a system that's capable of doing that. I hope that's clear, because I don't know how else to put it.
Thank you. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question? And again, I'll say one other thing. Problems come up. You could be doing this meditation for 10 years and suddenly something will come up that is really powerful, and it can be very negative. Those things have been repressed and buried inside us maybe for lifetimes. And when they come up, they're not negative. Please try and sit still, they're not negative. You understand? They're just things that we are flushing out that we can now get rid of. And I think that this is very important things to learn, because people have these situations where stuff comes up and they freak out. It's just energy that's been repressed and buried inside us that we are releasing. And by releasing it, we can truly get free of it. But we got to build again the system inside that gives us the strength to truly get free of these things. I mean, there's nothing negative in the world, it just depends on how you use it. Everything is an opportunity to grow, and everything is an opportunity to build an inner life that gets us stronger and closer, more closely connected to higher energy, God. Or we can get, it becomes like quicksand and drowns us, because we don't do the work to get stronger than the things that are manifested. I mean, look, the Buddha fasted for 40 days, and, I've seen statues of the Buddha that were done in the first, second set, where, he's the fasting Buddha, You look at him, it looks like he's starving to death. I mean, he was working out all of those obstructions in himself. Same thing with Christ, 40 days in the night, fighting with the devil, Working out all of those obstructions, those repressed energies, the things that were keeping him from being, consciously a child of God. And we all go through these things. What we read about in these wonderful texts is just a manifestation of what happens in every single human being. And then you have to have the guts to do it. I mean, the need to be with God has to be so strong that you're willing to overcome the deepest pits and tensions that exist inside yourself. I say questions are really good. They just bring up stuff that are just amazing. I mean, I even listen. This is important stuff. Does anyone else have a question? They would like to ask. I'll say it again. The only thing we have to overcome in order to get spiritual enlightenment is ourselves. That's it. It's the beginning and the end of it. It's not the politics of the world and that madness goes on forever. It's not that stuff. It's ourselves. How can we learn to use everything as an opportunity to grow instead of an opportunity to defeat ourselves? Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? And look, I didn't learn this in a couple of weeks. This has been, somebody wrote me, I've been doing this for 52 years. It's a long time to come to a place of these kinds of understandings and to be able to, transmit this kind of Shakti. The words are just Shakti and energy. It's not Stuart talking, it's this energy that's talking. Does anyone else have a question you would like to? I mean, you all look really very beautiful, and it's a joy for me to be here and to allow this energy to share with you the things I've learned in my life. And I think it's remarkable, that this can exist through Zoom, even if my computer can be a royal pain in the ass. But thank God Jennifer's here. She knows what to do, Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay. I'll announce this again. I know people, I look around, people live in Israel, they live in Holland, they live in, all over Belgium, Poland, Italy. My God, this is amazing, and, I had an in-person class yesterday and it was really delicious. I started doing this again. I just wish to God every one of you could be here and participate in this. I know it's impossible, but I'm just saying it was so good. Somebody said to me, well, why don't you do a retreat in Europe? And it's possible. I might think of doing something like that. Going to maybe to Belgium, maybe to Italy or somewhere in Europe and doing a retreat. But I have resistance to that because I did that in 2019 and I was traveling all over the world, frankly, and I got very sick. And it was all that traveling that created the problems. But let's see, what happens over the next few months, and maybe we can do something in Europe, which makes it closer. People in Israel, it's not traveling 12 hours on an airplane, which is you have to realize I've been in India about 40 times and I love India. It's one of my favorite places in the world. I love being there. What stopped me from going there was the 18-hour trip it took to get there. I should tell people in India, look, if you were in Brooklyn, I would spend all my time here. I would wind up living here, I said, but, it's the traveling that is very difficult. It's very difficult. I'm not 40 years old anymore, and it really wears on you, But let's see, we can work it out and maybe do some kind of retreat in Europe. I wouldn't mind that because I really like Europe. I've spent so much time in Europe. I love it there, So God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you, honestly, for being my... I was doing this. I'm gonna mute you. All right, everybody's muted. So I just want to tell you, and I really mean this, you and your presence here is an amazing teacher for me. I don't consider myself to be a guru, and I'm not putting myself down. I've been a guru, and it really is a bore. It's, embracing life, letting life and everyone in life teach me what I have to do to grow. And I find that every person that attends these classes, God bless you all, and thank you. And I'm looking forward, there'll be a class on Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you, too. Thank you, Stuart. Love you.
Good night, good afternoon.